Hey, what is going on, everyone? In the history of the XRP community, many people have claimed to have inside information. Got something for you guys today about that. I think we might have some real inside information on our hands here. Make sure you guys do smash like and subscribe down below. Let's go ahead and get right into it. However, before we get into anything else, we do gotta make fun of Charles Hoskinson. So Charles Hoskinson championing himself as supporting XRP from day one. LOL. This is a tweet thread from 2017 as XRP is like literally blowing the freaking roof off the house with the price, okay? David Schwartz says, this is not a case where you can build yourself up by tearing other people down. Instead, maybe try to work with people who want to do the same things you do. Charles Hoskinson says, but I get it. Ripple is heading towards an IPO, and you need to have a good relationship with regulators for the giant cash out. Congratulations, you've made yourselves rich, but you didn't make crypto better. And there you have it. I've been supporting XRP since day one. I've always been supporting XRP, and no one likes me anymore. Sorry, guys, very unprofessional, but we had to make fun of him before we, go further with this video. So this guy here that we're going to be talking about today and watching along in his XRP behind the scenes video, this is very much how XRP YouTube channels start. As you can see here, only about 12 uploads on the channel, not really hitting the algorithm, but all of a sudden with the XRP video, that thing just breaks the algorithm and gets a ton of views. And that's for a very specific reason, because he's claiming to have some, wouldn't say like insider information, but it is kind of a behind the scenes perspective after a discussion he had with somebody. And honestly, I really wouldn't doubt this guy's credibility. Again, just take everything you're watching in this video just with a grain of salt. Don't take it too seriously. But the fact that he's just, booting up a video on his phone, what looks like to be like on his land, he seems like a pretty honest guy. And he's got some information for us. We're going to go ahead and watch this video here with 24K views posted 2 days ago and kind of get a live react to it like we did with the Charles Hoskinson video.
Hey, good morning, guys. You are back with the crew. I've got a quick little video here for you XRP fans. I was just on the phone with a friend of mine, an insider, if you will.
Insider, okay. I'm liking where this is going. Because again, we've had so many claims in the past with the XRP community of insider information. This one, however, it seems kind of legit to me. It just seems legit. I don't feel like this guy doesn't look like he's like, like a snake oil salesman or trying to deceive people. He seems like a pretty honest guy.
That he and I share little stories. We're the same age, old guy, dinosaur. I kind of teach him about crypto. He kind of teaches me about what's going on at Wall Street and what he hears on the street. He's out of Jersey. Bob, I know you're watching the video. Hopefully I'm not going to give away too much of your secrets here.
Wait, Bob as in maybe Bob Way? I don't know. Bob Way, I had him on the channel here like 3-4 years ago or something like that. And now he's like just not to be seen anywhere on social media. So I doubt it's Bob Way, but just interesting thought.
Wow, today's heavy. I don't even know where to start. Hope you guys enjoy this content. If you do, like and subscribe. Hey, I've got two things that hit me really hard about Bob and I's conversation this morning. Number one, he doesn't know anything about XRP. He doesn't know anything about XLM. The only thing he knows is that he's meeting with a company called Ripple.
Okay, meeting with the company called Ripple. Some doubters in the comments might be like, oh, it could be the Ripple Milk Company. Because as you guys know, there's like a company called Ripple that does like milk. And there's also another Ripple company that sells like vapes with no nicotine or tobacco. And they literally rip off like the Ripple we know, like font for the company name. So there is like some other Ripples out there. But again, still interested.
Give you a little background on who Bob is. He's a market maker. Those of you who know what market makers are, most of them on the retail level all create liquidity for the market. They grease the wheel for the bid, ask, and offer market to keep the market moving and flowing.
So it sounds like we're getting with Ripple meeting with market makers to boost XRP liquidity for the ongoing on-demand liquidity rollout, which just yesterday we had an announcement from Europe. Ripple got their first small to medium enterprise partners to use XRP, both in Sweden who's specifically focusing on transactions to Thailand, and then also a company in France. So very interesting how this comes out around the same time as those XRP ODL EU expansion announcements.
I don't want to get too deep into that, but that's what he does. He does it on a completely different, higher level. He does it not internationally, but he does it on a global liquidity market that is really important to keep the world's economies moving.
Sounds like Bob might have a Rolls Royce and a Ferrari. I don't know.
He would explain it totally different, but I'm trying to keep it in layman's terms here for you guys, for all of us, not just you guys, me as well. He was notified last week that they'd be meeting in a couple of weeks with a company called Ripple. He didn't know anything about Ripple. Like most of us, he thought it was a wine. I told him, no, that's the parent company of XRP. He goes, well, I've heard of XRP. I don't know what it does or what it is. I know they're in some kind of lawsuit. I said, yeah, we've talked about that before, Bob. He's like, yeah, okay. What do you know about what's happening? And he said, well, I know that we're going to provide liquidity for what they said is a new market that they're forming.
Okay, everyone grab your popcorn, grab your beer, anything you want to drink. This is starting to get kind of good. And again, I haven't watched this whole video yet. I'm getting like a live reaction with you guys. I only watched like 1 minute in. I'm like, okay, I know I need to like do a live react with this on the channel. It's getting interesting.
And I thought, a new market. And he said, yeah, it's not a retail market. It's more of a public market. I was like, a public market? Wow. A CBDC? And he said, I don't know what that is exactly. What is that? And I'm like, a central bank digital currency? He said, no, that can't be it. I said, well, why don't you believe that could be it? He said, well, we don't deal with the central banks. I'm like, well, have you floated liquidity or created liquidity for markets internationally with any kind of digital? Yeah, digital money and this and that. And I said, who'd you do that with? Oh, we only work when we work with a government level. We only provide liquidity for the Treasury Department.
Okay, Ripple got some Treasury, Federal Reserve ties. You got like the, not the Faster Payments Task Force, but it's like a new one, and they appointed Craig DeWitt from Ripple to be the chairman of that leading like Federal Reserve make faster payments like kind of movement, right? This is getting interesting.
Yeah. For who? The Treasury Department, Alan. Why?
And guess what? The 43rd Treasurer of the United States, Rosie Rio, with her name on those crispy Benjamin bills, those blue strip Benjamin bills, her name is on them most of the time, and she became a board member for Ripple. Yeah, you got 43rd Treasurer of the United States, becomes a board member for Ripple, and now we're hearing this. This is why I'm just thinking this has got to be credible.
And I'm like, what do you mean, why? Do you have any idea, like the Treasury Department's going to have their own CBDCs? And he goes, no, I don't know that. All I know is we're meeting with a parent company called Ripple. Well, I don't even know if it's going to be about XRP, but we're meeting with them, and we provide liquidities for treasuries. Huh. And as you can imagine, my mind exploded. I said, Bob, I need to get off the phone. I need to sit under a tree and think about this for at least an hour and figure out what is going on. So, after coming to a couple of conclusions, the only thing I can imagine is we are about to have competing, if you will, CBDCs, one from the Treasury and one from central bankers. I've often thought for a long time that there was a discrepancy or a difference or a battle going on between both central bankers and, let's say, each country's own sovereign governments. So this.
All right, so we got the inside information, and then now this guy's mind is exploding. You know, imagine owning XRP, and now it's like, okay, is there some sort of CBDC competition here? I don't know. All I'm hearing is that like Ripple's meeting with a high-level market maker that typically deals with treasuries, and they want treasury-level market maker liquidity. Hence, you know, Ripple's working with, I don't know, 400 banks all around the world. There was some statistic a few years ago. It was like 52% of like the top 100 banks were like already partnered with Ripple officially. So getting interesting there. Not on the topic of CBDCs, but with just stable coins. So the second largest stable coin in the world right now is called USDC, who's backed by Circle. Don't know the name of the CEO, but you guys have probably seen him before. I think his first name's like Jeremy. And he talked about like potentially working with, you know, Brad's company, which in that context at that event, you know, Brad Garlinghouse was there and saying like, hey, potentially working with Ripple to put USDC maybe potentially on the XRP blockchain versus Ethereum.
This is the first thing I thought of, this would lead to them actually having their own sovereignty for their people, and then also having a coin outside of the country, which I talked about in a CBDC video that I shot recently. So one would be through their treasury in their nation, and the other one would be through global accounts.
Huh.
The other thing it leads me to believe, which is almost crazier than all the rest of it, sorry about shaking the camera, guys.
That's pretty stable.
Film like this.
It's pretty stable.
My other location's under construction. It normally would never need liquidity, right? So it's leading me to also, the second big thought that I had was, wait a minute, maybe this is going to be a publicly traded coin-based token that can be exchanged for other tokens. That's where Bob and his liquidity would come in. And Bob's like, whoa, you're jumping all these conclusions. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Can I talk about this on YouTube? And he's like, I haven't told you anything. The only thing I know is I'm meeting with a parent company, and that's what our job is. I said, you're right, so I can talk about all that. I'm the guy who's speculating here completely. This whole video is complete speculation. I have no idea what's going on. I do know this. I'm going to have more Sunday chats with Mr. Bob. And that's not his real name, but we're going to call him Bob.
Oh, okay. Fake name.
I'm going to bring all that to you guys. And I'm going to try and find out what I can. He doesn't have an NDA, so we can talk to him about whatever we'd like to talk about. And then he will watch this video before I post it. And then he'll decide what I have to cut out or what I can keep in. So with that, I wanted to try and make this short and quick. And I'm going to try and do one of these every Sunday or Monday, so you guys will get it, you know, first of every week.
Okay, so potentially we got weekly updates with a guy that knows a guy who's working for like a market maker firm that's meeting with Ripple. However, typically they're providing market maker liquidity for like the Treasury. So if this is all true, if everything that's being said is true, it sounds like Ripple is at the point where they need to get XRP liquidity much more serious. They need to build it up to like the likes of like Tether and Bitcoin, which is doing like 50, 60 billion a day in volume and stuff like that, right? So it sounds like it's coming to a point where they're rolling out on-demand liquidity. There's like, there were statements this year from the XRP quarterly markets report published by Ripple that like, hey, year over year, ODL has already grown 900% on like from that compared to the previous year in like a rolling 365-day period. So it sounds like XRP and ODL, it's on a big rollout. It's booming. They're expanding it, but they're realizing that we need to take this to the next level. We got to take this to the next level. We can't just be doing little, little 1,000 transactions, little 500, little 2,000. They're like, dude, we need to be able to have liquidity in place for some billionaire in another country that wants to move money from, let's say, Canada to US and wants to move like 500 million, 700 million at a time. Again, just speculating here, but it sounds like Ripple is getting very, very serious with XRP's liquidity. You know, XRP liquidity, it has grown, it has done nothing but grown over the last like decade. Ever since XRP came to fruition and became, you know, publicly tradable coin, which of course being sued by the SEC because it's disrupting many things. It's like, yeah, the XRP liquidity is growing very, very, very sharp. I remember when I first looked at XRP, I think the volume was like 10, 15, 20 million a day. And then now like it's like 1 to 2 billion daily. And I think Ripple is thinking, we need to quit getting shit on by the whole cryptocurrency space. We need to take some serious action. We need to gear up and start pushing hundreds of billions per day. And that's why they're meeting with market makers that are typically providing services to the Treasury. It's a big conspiracy, guys. And again, he's speculating, I'm speculating, but we think we got one thing as evidence, which is Ripple's meeting with a very, very high-level, prestigious market maker that is working to keep the global economy moving. And now Ripple's trying to bring XRP into that and not have XRPs, you know, the number 6 coin, number 7 coin with like, you know, less volume than the top cryptocurrencies. I think Ripple's looking to get XRP as like the number 1 volume for all cryptocurrencies. I mean, how amazing would that be if Ripple, I mean, I'm not saying XRP would be the number 1 coin, but it would certainly climb up the ranks with higher liquidity. Then you get to a point where XRP has the most liquidity out of any cryptocurrency in the space. And that is where shit starts to get serious. Banks all over the world go live. Like Yoshitaka Kitao said, by 2025, all banks in Japan will be using XRP. So Ripple's clearly got plans for the future, and they need to make sure they got hell of liquidity in place to make sure nothing fails, nothing goes wrong, and the market doesn't get crazy volatile over transactions that big companies are trying to push through. Guys, this is very, very interesting, to say the least. So look at the liquidity of XRP right now. You know, 1.45 billion in 24 hours. That is great. Like, for a cryptocurrency, that's great. Because if you scroll down to, like, you know, bottom 100, look at what these guys are doing. Like, 5 billion in 24 hours, 18 million. 322,000, 14 million. I mean, XRP is comparatively has very high liquidity, but I think there comes a point where Ripple has to go, okay, you got Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, who are essentially, and even the USDC coin, they're all dominating XRP in terms of liquidity. So now it looks like we're coming to a crossroad. We're coming to like an apex where it's like, okay, we've got over this mountain, but we need to get big liquidity. They already got the big partners. They got the connections. They got the ODL rollouts in 20-plus countries and many different currencies. I mean, for Christ's sake, you got a former executive of Ripple leading the Australia CBDC project. And now it just comes to a point where, okay, XRP 1.5 billion in 24 hours. Hey, that's great. But we need to get serious now. This has been such a long time. For how long we've all been invested in XRP, it's coming to a point where this shit needs to start taking off now. Price, liquidity, partnerships, rollout, all that stuff. Okay? Let me paint you guys a little picture here. Jed McCaleb is now flushed out of the market. He's got no XRP left, can't do any more daily selling. Got the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit in the end game. Motion for summary judgment has been filed. They're trying to get the case closed. Then Ripple wants to IPO and become a publicly traded company to then boost essentially the global notoriety of Ripple, the company themselves. Then you got the lawsuit over, IPO happens, and Coinbase, all the major exchanges relist, boosting liquidity. And then XRP on top of that, to put a little more whipped cream and sprinkles on it, is, hey, let's work with a Treasury level market maker to make XRP the most liquid cryptocurrency in the world, which would gain both Ripple and XRP tremendous respect. And that respect and reality of being number 1 highest liquidity in the cryptocurrency market, that's what would really push the big rollout. Because, hey, we're ODL's live in 23 countries, or 24, 25 by now. But it's like, they want to start pushing some serious transactions, save a lot of people that have a lot of money, save them a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? Because XRP, hey, 1.5 billion in volume per day, that's good. But XRP needs to have #1 liquidity across the whole cryptocurrency market to really gain a sense of respect from everyone that, yeah, big banks, big money, big institutions are pushing through this daily, which would, again, attract more investors, bring the liquidity even higher. So, again, I'm just speculating here, but I think Ripple knows that they need to get to a point where no other coin in the world has more liquidity than XRP. That's where I think they want to get that positioning based on the fact they are meeting with a Treasury level market maker. And again, to put another string on that, former 43rd Treasurer of the United States, now board member for Ripple. I wonder who gave the kind of affiliate marketing for, hey, you know, I'm from the Treasury. You should meet with this person to bring up XRP liquidity. I mean, there's a video of the 43rd Treasurer of the United States saying, I choose XRP. There's literally a video of that. All right. So anyways, guys, got a few more things to talk about. Let's go ahead, close off the video. So in other news, just in, President Biden says, I don't think there will be a recession. Okay, yeah, no gold standard, crazy inflation, handing out money like crazy during 2020, screwing up all the markets. Yeah, I think there won't be a recession, guys. Yeah, don't worry about that. All right. David Schwartz says, there's a lot of things I could say about what happened over the past few days with IOHK Charles Hoskinson, and the XRP community, but I will just say that this situation makes me very sad. XRP Darren makes a very good point here. Most people were respectful. He cherry-picked a few that were bad and made a video labeling the whole community as nut jobs and referred to Deaton as some YouTube lawyer in a condescending tone. Deaton has shown his true colors. The dude is working for free to protect us, and Charles has the audacity to diminish his arguments without even hearing them, rolling his eyes at his efforts and our intelligence and sanity. He owes us an apology. Charles' behavior has been shocking. Would never expect this behavior from an adult, let alone a CEO. I think the best thing about XRP is that Charles Hoskinson didn't create it. This guy, Leas, says, why? Because even if there are big and important things we disagree about, we are all on the same side when it comes to the biggest and most important things. XRP Crypto Wolf. The drama between Charles and the XRP community escalated too far. This could have all been avoided. Both communities are stronger together, yet they allowed miscommunication to get the best of them. So, looks like the ADA community and the XRP community are officially separated from this point forward. Little update on the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. Important dates coming up from James K. Fillon. So October 18, 2022, parties file all materials relating to oppositions to summary judgment motions temporarily under seal, excluding briefs, Rule 56.1 counterstatements, and supporting exhibits. October 20, 2022, parties meet and confer to identify redactions sought by each side to the opposition briefs. October 24, 2022, parties file public redacted versions of the opposition briefs, making only those provisional redactions requested by the parties during the meet and confer. November 15, 2022, parties file summary judgment reply briefs temporarily under seal. November 17th, parties meet and confer to identify redactions sought by each side to the reply briefs. November 21, parties file public redacted versions of reply briefs, making only those provisional redactions requested by the parties during the meet and confer. December 9th, parties file omnibus motions to seal all materials relating to the summary judgment motions, including briefs, Rule 56.1 statements and counterstatements, declarations, and supporting exhibits. Parties also file proposed redactions to such materials. December 22, parties file oppositions to omnibus motions to seal. But where are those Hidman documents at, man? So here's how it went down. The judge said, hey, SEC, you need to produce those Hidman documents. SEC goes, no, I object. The judge then says, no, I overrule your objection. You must produce the documents. How long are they going to delay it? Are they going to keep those, documents like close to their chest as long as possible and just hope that like a settlement can be worked out so the case ends and the documents never have to be released? A lot of people in the XP community speculated that we're never going to see those Hidman documents, but I just really want to see them. All right, so let's go ahead and close off this video with some XRP price. As everyone is aware, XRP price doubled in like 2 weeks, okay? That's just a fact. Doubled in like 2 weeks. Now we're playing the waiting game. We're playing basically, we've pumped up, pulled back, pumped up more, and then now we are here. We are right there. We're going to freaking pump, guys. Come on, don't be ridiculous. We're going to pump. We are just in some It's just mid-pump activity. You know, because when cryptocurrency, or namely XRP, when it pumps, does it do this? No. Even when it does this, it always does the, you know, the like that. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to have, like, mid-pump activity. What do I mean by mid-pump activity? Look at this, for example. Look at that mid-pump activity. Say, pumps up higher, results in pullback, next candle opens, pumps up, pulls back, finds double bottom, pumps up, boom. Mid-pump activity right there. And mid-pump activity, it doesn't look pretty. That's the thing. It's not like a pretty, beautiful, satisfying chart where you can look at it and go, oh, that's going to go up. That's the whole point of the mid-pump activity. They want to shake people out. You see? Because if we, you know, block off everything from after the pump, look at that right there. Look at that right there. Would you buy that? Would you feel confident, like, you know, dumping in a couple of grand in XRP at that moment? You know, if you're super big into gambling, maybe. But I'm just saying, like, a normal investor, would you like, put in your money right there? Me personally, I wouldn't, because the way I'm seeing is, okay, it pumped up crazy, pumped up high, rejected from resistance, pumped up again, pulled back. Okay, yeah, it's double bottoming, but it could easily get a drawdown, you know? And then what does it do? Fakes everyone out, pumps like crazy. You're always going to have that mid-pump activity, and that's exactly what we are seeing with XRP today. And there's a, you know, previous speculation from a video. But yeah, guys, we are just waiting the inevitable. And again, right here, look, mid-pump activity. Very short, but still, you block off everything from the right side. Would you buy that right there? Would you buy that? If you didn't know anything that was going to happen after, would you feel confident buying there, considering this huge gap that was created? I mean, yeah, it came right back to old resistance. You got something there going for you, but I wouldn't feel comfortable buying there. I mean, if you did see this happen, you probably should have bought there because it went crazy. But then again, when it pumps even harder, look at this right here. Mid-pump activity. Always pay attention and try to identify mid-pump activity. See this right here. Would you feel comfortable buying that? Okay, for me personally, I would probably gamble a little bit right there on a leverage trade, because you got that, you know, that sharp higher high trend. But still, you never know what could happen. If you don't know anything that's going to happen from moving to the right side forward, like, that could be an uncomfortable place to purchase, because, dude, you get a drawdown like that so easy. But not pump like crazy. So right now, guys, we are just in some mid-pump activity, awaiting the inevitable. Go ahead and end off this video on the monthly chart. What is this? XRP alert? Nah. I'll put that at you know, $13 a coin. I'll put the alert right there. Anyways, let's actually move the alert there. There we go. So yeah, it's we're at an interesting point right now. Anytime XRP, you know, it goes for the very, very long drawdowns, pumps. Long drawdown. This was a painful drawdown right here, but this is where I, you know, basically skyrocketed my XRP war chest. Got the pump, but didn't break all-time high. That's why I don't think, like, XRP is... You can't call XRP, like, oh, it went into a bull market. Like, right here... Like, yeah, it was bullish, but it never even broke all-time high. Like, you can't call it, like, a true, like, crypto bull market, right? Then what do you got going here? Pretty long drawdown from the Terra Luna Classic and the, you know, cooling off from the Doge Shiba Inu hype. And it's time to start pumping. Look, all these long drawdowns, what ends up happening? All these long drawdowns. Drawdown, pump. Mid-pump activity, pump. Drawdown, pump, drawdown. Mid-pump activity on the weekly chart. Just look at this. Mid-pump activity is basically just, market is currently, like, little nervous, little shaky, not sure exactly what it wants to do. But I guarantee you guys, we're going to fill those gaps up to $1 per coin, and that XRP bag is going to start looking nice. All right, everyone, thank you for tuning in the video today. Do smash the like, subscribe, check the links in the description. Support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.